Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Beyond broadcast. I'm Tara Greenway, founder of Beyond Your Belief. And we are now right in the middle of the familiest time of the year, right? Here we are in the holidays. And you're probably spending time with your family of origin, your kids, your adult kids, or college kids who are coming home, maybe even just your own family. Everything can be a lot. And I am here to tell you 3 tools that you can use to successfully find peace and love in the middle of all of that. I always say our family pushes our buttons because our family installed those buttons. They know where to push. They can't even help pushing those buttons. They're going to push them. They just are. So, what do you do? So, I've got 3 tools for you that really work. They've worked in my own life, they've worked in clients' lives. I'm going to tell those to you. And if you heard me do something similar to this, if you are in our Beyond Your Belief community or you saw me on Instagram, I'm going to be telling you some new stuff today and ending with a really cool brand new meditation. So, the first tool to navigate family relationships that can be challenging is it's pretty simple, a little harder to do than to say, but it's pretty simple. Be the observer. Be the observer. What we all tend to do when we, especially all the time, but especially with our family, we take on our job, right? So I'll give you an example of myself. In my family, I am, or at least I feel like I am, the fixer, not the physical fixer, but like the emotional fixer. Not really in my family of origin, because like there I was the youngest and all I had to do was be perfect and cute. But in my family now, I feel like, oh, I'm the one who fixes things emotionally, right? So I go around fixing things. So, what's the difference between doing that, what I think is my job, and being the observer? And by the way, what do you think is your job? What is your job in your family of origin? Are you the peacemaker? Are you supposedly the bad one, the rabble rouser? Are you the sacrificer? What is your so called job? And would you like to resign from that job and be instead an observer? And I'm going to add one more thing, a reflector. Would you like to observe the craziness and just reflect instead of react? There's a difference. So let me give you an example. I have 2 daughters, and they both have freaked out over their homework in 2 very different ways. So the older daughter, who's now off at college, used to freak out over her homework because it wasn't maybe good enough. She would write things over and over. She would study and study and study for a test so that we had to say to her, "Look, it's midnight. Just go to bed. It's what you wrote is what you wrote. How much you studied is how much you studied. It's over. Just get some sleep." So that was the first one. The second one also freaks out over homework. She's 12 now. But in an opposite way, she feels that it's her inalienable right to never have homework. She can't believe that there would be homework. So that's the first freak out. Why does my teacher give me homework? I hate this teacher. I can't believe. And then the second freak out is I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know how to do this. I don't think they went over this. I can't do it. And so what do I do as like the fixer? Oh no, honey, you can do. Well, first of all, I would try to address the thing about like, why is there homework? And I would literally try to like explain the concept of education. Well, we have to develop our minds. And that's how the great, what she heard was blah, 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 right? Nothing. So then with the second part of her freak out, the part, "I can't do it, I'm not smart enough at it," I would go, "Oh, you are so smart. Oh my gosh, you're so intelligent. I can't even get over it sometimes." And you're like, if it was art or something, I'd be like, "Oh, you're so gifted. You're such a gifted artist. Remember your teacher actually said that on your last report card. You can do this. You've got that." I thought that was my job. So finally, I got tired of my job, resigned, decided to observe instead. And then my younger daughter was freaking out over her homework, skipped over the meaning of education. And I just observed and said, instead of like, "You can do this. I think you could. Do you want me to help you write the outline and then you can do the rest of the essay?" I observed, and I actually did one more step. I reflected. So I said, "Wow, it seems like you're really upset about your homework. And she was like, yes, I am. I can't do it. It sounds like you feel like you can't do it. Somehow you have a feeling that you can't do your homework. I know, yeah. She felt seen, People will do this. When you reflect what they are saying, all you have to do is say, it sounds like, or it seems like, or I notice, and then state what they just said. And they'll go, how did you know that? Yes, absolutely. They'll think you're a genius because people are so used to other people not listening to them. So when you resign your job as the sacrificer or the rascal or whatever it is, and just accept the job of observing and reflecting, people will think you're a genius. So I observed, I reflected, and then I said, well, what are you going to do? And she said, my 12-year-old said, well, I guess I'll just get it over with. That's what I wanted her to do, but I didn't tell her to finally that time when I resigned from my job as the fixer. I just observed, and what did that do? It gave her the responsibility of figuring it out for herself, and she did. So observe. You might be surprised pleasantly at what happens when you observe, and at the very least, even if the other person like doesn't suddenly do what you wanted them to do in the first place, you will become less reactive and you will be able to hold your own peace, your own self better without being pulled into the drama. With our families, we feel like if there's drama, we have to go in and be a part of it. We either have to be one of the dramatic actors, or we have to be the director, or we have to go in and stop the drama. You really don't. When you see drama, you don't have to do anything about the drama. You certainly don't have to participate in it. You could observe, and you could, if you want to, reflect. Okay, so that's the first tool. Second tool is, what is the second tool? Oh, learn the lesson and walk away. And today I'm going to turn that around. I've been saying learn the lesson and walk away. And suddenly today I realized, no, I've been saying it backwards to people. It's walk away and then learn the lesson. So again, if there's drama, you get to walk away. We're going to talk more about that in a minute, but I want to tell you what I mean by learn the lesson. Learn the lesson. Our souls want to learn lessons. If you've ever worked with me, you know that I always say our souls are lesson learning machines. They just want to learn the lesson. They'll do anything to learn a lesson. They don't care, our souls, if it's hard or not, or inconvenient or makes us cry. They just want to learn the lesson. So if you can figure out what the lesson is that a certain relationship or situation is teaching you, and bring that lesson from your subconscious, where it's just rumbling around, creating difficult things, to your conscious and go, oh, I've got that lesson now. Then you won't have to keep learning that lesson over and over and over. This can be hard to figure out what the lesson is, and this is a large part of what I do with clients. So if you would like a one-on-one with me, or sometimes I do groups, then contact me, beyondyourbelief.com. You can also, with the be the observer thing, that is a big deal, to try to just be the observer, right? So how do you do that? Because I kind of forgot to tell you how you do that. Something that will help you so much to be the observer is to do even just 5 or 10 minutes of meditation every day. Why? Because as you practice noticing your thoughts and releasing them without reacting to them. Notice, there's another thought. I'm going to release it. I'm not going to judge myself about it. I'm just going to release it right now. As you get better and better at that, your brain will actually continue that into your regular life when you're not meditating. And you will be able to stop being so reactive to situations. You'll literally stop feeling. It's not that you're stopping yourself from acting. It's that you won't feel as upset about things anymore, because you'll just be like, yeah, there that person goes again. She's doing that. He's going to say that. She's going to drink too much. He's going to scream. it turns you into an observer instead of like a judger. So if you want a really nice little simple meditation, go to beyondyourbelief.com and go just put your name and email in there, and you get what I call the transformation toolkit, a free, really, really high value little guide. There's a lot of beliefs in there for you to check and see if you need to like clear in yourself. And then there's some videos. And one of the videos is a meditation, and it's meant for people. Of course, you can do it if you are a meditator, but it's especially designed for people who really have not done a lot of meditating before. Maybe they have and they feel like they can't do it. It's a really nice little meditation. So you can go and grab that if you want. So learn the lesson and walk away, or walk away and learn the lesson. Let me give you an example so you understand what I'm talking about. So um, a pretty long time ago now, my husband and I would go and, of course, visit his mom. She passed away about 17 years ago. But she was an amazing lady. She was smart, hysterically funny. She was great in so many ways. And she was very challenging to get along with sometimes. I was lucky she liked me. So we were cool. But, when you're an adult son and you go and visit your mom and she starts to talk about things that happened 20 years ago, the very difficult divorce from your dad, it can be very wearing, right? When she just like stays in this rut. And so it was always hard. It would be great for a while when we were visiting her, and then we kind of descend into this like difficult stuff. And there would be fights, and there would, it was hard. And, I think it's my husband that figured it out. He said to me, next time things start to get crazy with my mom, I'm just going to say, I'm going for a walk. And he said, I want you to come with me so you don't like get yelled at when I'm gone. And I was like, okay, I didn't think it would work. So things started to get crazy. And you guys, you can tell when something's going to get crazy, right? Usually, sometimes something just bursts out of nowhere, a big family drama, right? But usually you can see the warm up and the lead up to it, right? Like I said, this person says this, that person says this. Oh no, here we go. So at that point, you can say, I'm going to take a walk. Almost anything. I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go and check my email. I just remembered something. You can say anything. Just walk away. Remove yourself from the situation. This actually works. It sounds like it wouldn't work because it's too simple. But for example, with my mother-in-law, we tried it. My husband said, I'm taking a walk. Come on, Tara, let's go. We went out for a walk. We came back half an hour later, and walking was getting the energy and the anger out, right? For my husband. We came back half an hour later. Everyone was okay. Maybe the other people don't like the drama either, but they don't know how to not have it. So walk away and then learn the lesson. So in that situation, what was the lesson? It's hard to figure out. Like I said, you might need a little assistance with figuring out the lesson. In that situation, I'll speak for myself. I don't know what my husband's lesson was, but for me, it was about seeing. It was two things, two lessons. One, people won't release the past until they're ready, and I can't make them be ready. That's a really important lesson. People won't release the past until they're ready to, and I can't make them ready. So is this helpful to you? Do you know anybody you wish would move on and stop talking about the past and stop ruminating on the past, and they won't? You can't make them. You can just observe, reflect, love. And here's the next lesson that I had was have a boundary. I didn't complete that lesson back then. I had to keep working on that one. I'm hoping I finally have it. So I had to learn that even though this person, my mother-in-law that I cared about, was freaking out, it didn't mean that I had to freak out with her. I could have a boundary. I could not let her pull me into her resentment or drama, whatever it was. I could have a boundary. So knowing that lesson of I get to set and enforce or uphold boundaries, really, really important lesson. That's something that my soul wanted to learn. So just ask her to first remove yourself from the situation. I got to take a walk. I need to check my email, whatever. And then ask yourself, what is my soul learning from this? Because you know what? Our families are our absolutely best spiritual teachers. You might think that your family is the opposite of your spiritual teacher. You might think you're the spiritual one. Your family, oh, and you don't even have to pay them. They are for free teaching you all of these amazing spiritual and emotional lessons. They're your teacher, your parents, your kids, your weird uncle, they're your teacher. Okay, so that's two things, right? Be the observer, maybe reflect a little, walk away and learn the lesson. Last of the three tools that I'm giving you guys today, and then we're going to get to the meditation. We are here learning a lot of virtues. And that's another thing. It's like our soul wants to learn lessons. Our soul also wants to learn virtues like loving kindness and patience and cool things like that. What is the virtue that I see most in clients who come in, and it really talking about family is really one of the most common things that my clients talk about in their sessions. I think the virtue that they have to or want to learn the very most is one that I call loving detachment. So usually people are kind of naturally good at one or the other, loving or detachment. So like I am more inclined to be loving. Just oh, let me love you. Let me, like I said, fix you, which is not a good way to go. Let me sacrifice myself for you because I love you so much. So that's people that are kind of good at the loving part, although I don't recommend fixing or sacrificing. And then there's people who are really good at the detachment part. They just don't let anything or anyone really get that close to them. So I would not recommend either of those polarities. What we want and what our souls want to learn is a balance, which is loving detachment. So it's very similar. This is all working together, all these three things. It's like observing, reflecting, learning a lesson, having loving detachment. This is a feeling of caring about someone, but not being pulled in to their mishigas, their messiness. You love their messiness because that's who they are, but you do not have to participate. You don't have to step into the drama. It's loving detachment. I'll give you guys that download that you either get to have that or it gets magnified in you. In just a minute, I'm going to combine that with our meditation. So, you ready to do this special little meditation that I've created just for family relationships? Take a nice deep breath in, hold it for a few moments, and then very slowly breathe out through your mouth. Close your eyes for me. And I want you to visualize going into your heart chakra and seeing a little like orb of golden light. You see or visualize or imagine this little ball of spinning golden light. And as this orb of light grows, as it spins, it also grows. And you notice that it's growing and expanding out through your whole chest, down your torso, down each of your chakras, all the way down to your root chakra, your pelvic floor, up to your shoulders, down your arms, all the way to each fingertip. This golden light kind of warms and expands every cell all the way down your legs, up your throat, your jaw, your face, your head, till your whole body is now kind of glowing with this golden, warm light. And then you notice that this golden light is expanding even beyond your body. It's expanding out, a little ways out, all around in front, the sides and back of you, and it goes up into the sky and it even goes down into the earth and grounds you down into the earth. And then you keep focusing on that part of this golden column of light that's going up to the sky, and you keep going and going with it up, up, up through the clouds, through the stars, out of our galaxy, out of our universe. And you can bring your focus purposely zooming up and then zooming all the way back down, looking down at your own little human body, the top of your head, and then bringing your focus back down to your body where it usually or often is, going down into your body and just observing and accepting every little part of your body, and then allowing your focus to come back up and zoom all the way back up that huge column of light. It's like a tube of light that you're sitting in all the time. This is your connection to the universe, and everybody has their own column of light. You can zoom up that column of light, you can zoom back down. As you're doing that, I'm going to give you this download. Just say yes if you'd like to receive this download, that you know the definition of and the feeling of loving detachment, and that it is even magnified 10 times what it has been in you. Good. Now, I want you to imagine yourself when you were in your 20s. Just remember staying in that golden column of light, but just remembering at the same time yourself in your 20s. Now I want you to imagine yourself in your teens when you were a teenager. What did you look like and what did you feel like? Maybe when you were 14 or 15. And now imagine yourself when you were a child of 7 or 8. What did you look like? What did you feel like? What was it like to be you? Maybe it was just a beautiful thing. Maybe it was very hard. And now, as you're remembering yourself when you were 7 or 8, put the other people that were important to you around you in your visualization. So maybe there was your mom, maybe your dad, your brother, sister, an important grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle. Think of your family when you were 7 or 8. And remember, you're still in that golden column of light. And as you're visualizing your family, it's like you're sitting in a chair and they're kind of sitting in a semicircle around you. And you see in your mind's eye their columns of golden light too. Each of them is sitting in their own giant tube of light that connects them down into the earth and up and up and up into the universe. And now, imagine that you can see that golden light of each of them, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, brothers, sisters, grandparents. Their golden light shines out through their hearts and into your heart. And your golden light shines out from your heart when you were 7 or 8 and in to their hearts. Because that's what you guys meant. It didn't always feel that way, but that's what you meant. And if you visualize that now, you will be able to do these things. You'll be able to be the observer. You'll be able to walk away instead of participate in the drama. You'll be able to learn the lesson that your soul is wanting to learn. And you'll be able to have this beautiful quality of loving detachment. So as you watch in your mind's eye that golden flow of energy going up and down from the universe, going across, out and in, between you and your family's hearts. Relax into that as long as you can. And then come back to only your own golden column of light. You're not going to be sharing space with anyone else right now. And come all the way back into your own body, your own heart chakra, where you first saw that orb of golden spinning light. And bring your energy and your consciousness back in to your own heart, your own mind, your own body. Take a nice deep breath, hold it for a few moments. Slowly breathe out. When you're ready, open your eyes. So you can do this thing, you guys. You can be the observer. You can walk away if it's time to walk away. You can learn your soul lessons, and you can have loving detachment. If you want any support, I am here for you. Go to beyondyourbelief.com, like I said, for that transformation toolkit. Really, really effective tools in there. And you can always email me for a session too. Oh, I am going to be on January 7th teaching a manifesting masterclass. It's going to be really cool. You do need to sign up for it. It's not going to be just a Facebook Live. It's going to be a masterclass that you sign up for. It'll be on Zoom. It's going to be really cool. And I'll give you more info in the coming days. But this is going to be manifesting tools that really, really work. It's not going to be just a visualization or something, which is really nice. But you know what? You have to do more than just visualize success to attain success, or even to attain, all the other things that you want in your life. Health and love and all those things needs to be more than just visualizing and writing things down and burning them in the fireplace or something, right? Needs a lot more than that. So I'm going to tell you some really cool little ways that I have of manifesting, and then making sure that those manifestations actually come into being, and or whether it's time to change my original plans, which actually can happen and can be like really cool. So join me for that if you like. You'll see more info about that in the coming days. And I will be back also with more Beyond broadcasts. Okay? Happy holidays with your families.